Hi, I'm Sheila L. Haidt, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. This week is a lot calmer than last week. The week ends and begins with a full moon in Sagittarius, and we kind of ease into the next 7 days with very little to carry with us. What we do have to deal with is the planet Mercury a lot. This week is a lot about Mercury. Mercury is the planet of how we gather and process information, how we communicate, how we know what one person is saying and the meaning of that or the value of that to ourselves, and vice versa. So this week, starting on Monday, the planet Mercury enters the sign of Cancer. So that means Mercury will be leaving its own sign of Gemini, which it rules, and entering into emotional, intuitive, creative, spiritual Cancer. Very watery, very much based on feelings. So it's going to be hard to separate your emotions from your thoughts, and it'll be hard to separate actual proven fact from intuition. They don't always need to be separated, but you do need to be mindful, more Mercury stuff, mindful of what is running your information machinery. Are you dealing strictly with intuition? Are you dealing strictly with mundane fact or thought? Are you dealing with a mix of the two? Because if you don't distinguish how the information is coming to you, then you can very easily mix a lot of things up and come up with, I have a feeling for, when there's nothing really to support that. So learn how you operate, learn the difference in your emotions, your intuition, your feelings, and the difference in your understanding clear, detailed thought and fact. So it'll be a 10 weeks. It'll be a 10-week sojourn through the sign of Cancer. And for the next 2.5 months, Mercury in Cancer is going to give you an opportunity to know exactly how your mental machinery works. So the next thing will be on Wednesday, the planet Mercury again. Remember, it gathers and processes information, and Mercury also is our communication conduit. So Mercury will be making a trine, like a triangle, a trine aspect to the North Node. Now the nodes, north and south, they come as a pair. The nodes they are not planets, but what the nodes are is they are very important points in the karmic process that we go through each lifetime. So let's talk about the North Node. Now, the North and South nodes are karmic points that show us our pathways to our soul's progress in this lifetime. And what you've got to do this time, the North Node is trine Mercury. So you've got to let your mind be instructed by this part of you that is leading you on the path to your soul's processes and progresses in this lifetime, to becoming the better and best version of you. So with Mercury trine the North Node, you'll also be receiving insightful downloads. Pay attention to them, please. Insightful downloads that'll guide you very clearly to understand your life's purpose. So this is a good time to carry around a little notebook this next 10 weeks. And when a thought or a feeling comes up, jot it down, because so many things are related and interrelated. So many things are coming together to instruct you, to lead you on the path to what you came here to do. It's most important. And it's also pretty fascinating when you go back over the notes you've made. So the last aspect of the week is also Mercury. Mercury, again, the mind, facts, details, communication, gathering and processing information, will be square, making an abrasive aspect to the planet Neptune. Neptune is a lovely planet. It is certainly one of my favorites because without Neptune, we wouldn't have fantasy. We wouldn't have movies. Without Neptune, we wouldn't also have a connection to the divine. So when Mercury is square Neptune, this can be a tricky aspect to work with because Mercury wants groundedness and clarity, details, and facts. And Neptune really wants, what Neptune wants is spirituality, illusion, fantasy. It just wants to feel. So you're going to have to really become conscious of who's trying to drive your vehicle. Is it Mercury with clear instructions, or is it Neptune with wonderful thoughts and feelings? Not even thoughts, wonderful feelings. And for the most part, you're going to need to pay attention to what Mercury is trying to say to you. Do not ignore what Neptune is trying to say. Just understand that Neptune believes in the flow, which is fine. Mercury believes in direct movement, motion, and action. And there is a time and a place for each of them. Be mindful, Mercury, of which is useful when, and then use them accordingly. So on that note, I will say good night, and I will remind you that you need to remind yourself, I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something, and I will not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. Bye.